The Krell Dominion had ruled the outer spiral for 3,000 years. Their war fleets numbered in the millions. Their plasma cannons could crack moons, and their dimensional shields had never been breached. When they discovered humanity's insignificant presence in the Sol system, they gave Earth one standard cycle to surrender or face extinction. Ambassador Marcus Webb stood before the Krell High Command aboard their flagship, a vessel the size of a small continent. Around him, holographic displays showed Earth's pathetic defense grid. A few hundred orbital platforms, scattered military stations, and outdated fusion drives. "You have seen our might," the Krell War Master rumbled, his crystalline exoskeleton refracting the bridge's crimson light. "Surrender now, and your species will serve as laborers. Resist, and we will turn your world to ash." Webb smiled, a gesture that made the War Master's sensory stalks twitch with confusion. "We've seen your fleet. Impressive. But there's something you should know about humanity. What could your primitive species possibly? We're really good at hiding things." The War Master's laughter echoed through the command chamber, joined by a chorus of clicking mandibles and synthesized amusement from the gathered officers. The human was clearly delusional. "Very well. You have your answer. We attack at dawn." Webb's smile widened. "No, I don't think you will." Back on Earth, in a bunker deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Patricia Okonkwo pressed a single button. Across the solar system, power signatures that had been carefully masked as background radiation for 50 years suddenly blazed to life. The Krell fleet's sensors screamed warnings. Mercury began to move. It wasn't orbiting, it was moving. The entire planet rotated on an axis that defied its natural spin, revealing what looked like continental formations. But they weren't. Weren't land masses. They were weapons batteries. Thousands upon thousands of railgun ports, missile silos the size of mountain ranges, and energy projectors that dwarfed anything in the Krell arsenal. "Impossible," the War Master whispered. Venus followed. Its thick clouds dispersed in seconds, blown away by the activation of atmosphere processors. The planet's crust split along carefully engineered fault lines, revealing the truth. Venus wasn't a planet anymore. It was a shipyard, and docked within its hollowed interior were warships. Not dozens, not hundreds, but tens of thousands of them, each one larger than the Krell flagship. Mars came alive next. Every canyon, every crater, every ancient riverbed lit up with power conduits. The entire planet was a single, integrated weapons platform, its core replaced decades ago with a zero-point energy reactor that could power a civilization for millennia. On the Krell flagship, alarms shrieked. Their sensors detected something even more disturbing. The asteroid belt wasn't a belt anymore. It was a formation. Millions of rocks, each one concealing automated gun platforms, began moving into attack vectors with military precision. But the worst revelation came from Jupiter, the gas giant's great red spot. A storm that had raged for centuries suddenly vanished. In its place, a massive aperture opened, revealing the planet's true nature. Jupiter wasn't hollow. It had been carefully excavated over 200 years by autonomous mining drones. Inside its shell sat humanity's masterpiece, the Defiance, a warship the size of Earth's moon, powered by a controlled fusion reaction that harvested Jupiter's own hydrogen. How? The War Master managed, his confidence evaporating. Webb's voice came through the comm channel, calm and measured. "You asked brute force we built in secret. While you celebrated your supremacy, we hollowed out our own worlds and turned them into weapons. Every human colony, every mining operation, every peaceful research station, all part of the greatest deception in galactic history." The Krell fleet tried to retreat, but it was too late. The Sol system had become a trap, and they were caught at its center. Mercury fired first. The electromagnetic pulse alone disabled half the Krell fleet. Venus launched its armada. Mars painted targets for the asteroid swarm. And the Defiance emerged from Jupiter, its main cannon, a weapon that channeled the equivalent of a star's output, charging with terrible purpose. Webb's final words to the War Master were almost gentle. You gave us 1 cycle to surrender. We're giving you 1 minute to leave. We'll count together. The Krell Dominion fled that day, their fleet shattered, their pride broken. They would tell the galaxy about the humans, the species that had weaponized their own solar system, that had turned planets into warships, that had smiled while their doom approached because they knew something their enemies didn't. Humanity didn't just build weapons. They built nightmares, and they hid them in plain sight.